We always spend Christmas time in Germany, where my family lives. Last year we stayed for a few days with my dear family friends Efi and Tommy. They live in Germany's largest forest, der Pfälzerwald, or in English, the Palatinate Forest. As we hiked in the forest, our path meandered freely across the border between France and Germany. I felt very aware that not all borders are as safe and easy to cross. Deep in the forest, we arrived at this 30-meter-high rock wall that extends over 1.5 kilometers. With the vivid blue skies and bright sunlight on towering red sandstone, you could be in Arizona. But there were mosses and ferns and icicles clinging to these rocks, not desert lizards. It created a delightfully confusing clash between our different senses. This place has been hiding just a few hours from where I grew up. It shows you don't need long intercontinental flights to find landscapes that feel totally new. A medieval castle once perched on the top of these rocks, overlooking the forest. Archaeologists have also found evidence of earlier human settlements, from the Roman era back through the Iron Age and the Bronze Age. And before people settled and built upon the rocks, these rocks built themselves, layer upon layer, as floods swept sands into an ancient basin to fan out across the layer beneath. Here the rocks captured the ripples left on the soft settling sand. Somehow those 250 million year old ripples look fresher than this nearby Roman carving. You have to use some imagination to make out the figures. It shows 3 Roman deities with Diana, goddess of the hunt, in the middle. But you'll have to take my word for it. Who carved this image in the middle of the forest? You have to use your imagination there too. Perhaps a hunter hoping for Diana's blessing. Or soldiers stationed nearby. Or maybe a local who wanted to pay their gratitude to the forest. No one knows. I love the mystery. We found evidence of current furry and feathered residents as well, to bring the long timeline of these rocks right up to date. It's amazing. Alongside these formations, with their 250 million year history, we kept spotting sticks that look like this. This was another natural wonder I've never seen before, as short-lived and fragile as the rocks are ancient and enduring. It's called hair ice, and it really is just ice. I couldn't resist having a little taste. When temperatures and humidity are just right, hair ice grows on certain twigs overnight, like magic. Until quite recently, no one understood why. Why one twig and not another? It must have seemed like an ice spirit floats through the forest, casting a spell on every twig it touches. Well, that turns out to be pretty close to the truth. Researchers identified the invisible spirit of the forest. It's a fungus called Exidiopsis effusa, whose spores float through the air here. The name even sounds like a spell. Exidiopsis effusa. So now we know it's a fungus that enchants the twigs. You can even see that the dead wood under the ice looks a little different, because it's alive with the fungus. But how the enchantment works to spin water molecules into silvery, silken threads is still not fully understood. How do you feel about modern researchers uncovering the secrets of a place like this? Like geologists dating the sandstone, and historians identifying Roman goddess Diana in the rock art, and biologists pinpointing the fungus responsible for the hair ice. Does it subtract from the magic? Some people think so. People romanticize the unknown itself as if it's a fairy tale forest, and see the modern advance of knowledge almost like mechanized deforestation, flattening the mythical realm of the imagination. They feel knowledge is the enemy of wonder. Exploring this forest, I felt exactly the opposite. The growth of knowledge doesn't destroy the forest of mystery and imagination. It creates fresh paths into it, guiding you ever deeper.